Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. It's Monday, and we're doing our typical Monday content. Now, you all got a special treat this last weekend. I made a bushel of videos. I uploaded them too. Sometimes I don't get around to uploading videos, and then they get old and stale, and I just delete them. Anyway, we have, well, my Dunhill 4S, circa 1969. Now, some people that know me and my pre-war tendencies and sympathies might say, well, that's a very late period pipe for someone who likes the 30s and 40s. Well, yes it is. But the thing that I really like about this pipe is, well, it's a Dunhill, slam dunk. It's also very classically styled. It's very, very of the era. So anyone looking at this pipe would not peg it as a 1960s pipe. It's timeless. It really is. Excuse me. So there you go. Very nice shell, blast, briar, beautiful, just really nice. Anyway, it smokes great. No qualms about that. Now, I decided to try something different. A friend of mine gave me this. It's by Hearth and Home, Black House. Oh, yeah, Black House. Okay, Black House. And I tried it in one of my other pipes. One that usually is a solid pipe for Englishes. And it didn't send me. It's like, no, I don't care for this. However, I thought, you know what, I should try it in another pipe. So I thought, I'll try it in my 4S. That's what I was looking for. That's the flavor. It's a very, heavy English, a lot of Kia blends. Yeah. I was going to order another couple of ounces of Mountain Camp. But I think before I do that, I'll just get through this tin. This is really good stuff. And it's really singing in this. It's funny because you wouldn't really think about it. But certain tobaccos do taste better in different kinds of pipes. It's just one of those weird things. It's no real explanation for it. It's just certain pipes, present or showcase a blend better than some others. It's tricky. Man, this is really actually quite nice. Glad I gave it a second shot. Yeah, and it's dried out just enough. A lot of people are afraid to let their pipe tobacco get a little dry because, like, oh, the flavor is going to change. It's going to taste stale, and not so much. If you let it dry out just about the right amount, so it's dry to the touch, you're not only going to get a good flavor, but you're going to get a better burn. You won't get dottle at the bottom of your bowl. Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, enough of that. So we have a few things we're going to share today. Now, you all had some good videos over the weekend. Thursday night, Friday, you got spoiled, okay? And it's okay. I don't mind doing that sometimes. If I have time to do it, and I have something to share that I can't wait till Monday, I'll do it. Sorry, this is just really nice. Anyway, we are burning, as you can see, the King of the Cold Blasts. A nice big Dietz Blizzard. Number 2 Blizzard, okay? This thing has original tin. This thing is beautiful. Circa 1907. Jeez. Diesel heads. 1907-ish. That's the last patent is August 1907, so it's probably made in 08, no later than 10, or no later than 9, really. This only has 2 reinforcement beads in the air tube, so that's when they started experimenting with making the air tube stronger than the smooth bare tubes. Anyways, it burns great. It's a beautiful performer. It's a Dietz Blizzard. Need I say more? But it's a really nice piece because when I found it, it was on Etsy. And I'm like, ooh, outside lift Blizzard. Oh, let me look at that. So, and I saw it looked like it had subtle, light surface rust or whatever. But I could see tin under there. I'm like, okay, well, that looks good. So I bought it. Sadly, the original globe was broken. It had the original marked Dietz Blizzard Cold Blast, you know, the big, bold text. It was a really cool globe, but it had a big chunk missing out of it. But I'm like, well, whatever, I'll buy it anyways. So I bought it, and the globe did not survive shipping. It was completely reduced to glass bits. It was really sad. Anyways, I did get a partial refund. That was nice. It took like months to do it, though. Gosh. But anyways, I have globes for this lantern, and it's wearing just a regular ruby flashed globe from the era, so it's nothing special or spectacular. I do have the ruby flashed Blizzard globe that I acquired, and it usually lives in this frame, but it's not in there right now. It's a very expensive and rare globe, we'll just say that. So it's special occasions. Anyway, this is our supporting light today. Now, I wanted to go over this guy. I wanted to show you some details about this guy. This is the latest CT Ham lantern to the collection. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I just wanted to go over some fun things about this, what makes it really special. So, besides being 130 years old, I wanted to show you some things. If you find something like this in the wild, I'll show you some details that you should look for when you're looking at an early lantern, because if you have an idea that it's early and possibly rare, which is usually the case. Rare lanterns have a lower survival rate because, well, it's 130 years. So if you want to see the patents, CT Ham patents are all over the place. Now, most of the earlier ones, they migrated all over the lantern for the most part, but on this period, this is probably easily 1890, 91, no later than that. The patents are right here on the outer wall of the manifold. You see those there? Yeah. And the latest is 87. January 8th, 87. So, Janny, it actually says Janny. You probably could see that in the video. But it says J-A-N-Y for January. It's funny how they just call it Janny. Anyway, 19th century, come on. So yeah, that's awesome. And that's not when it was made. That's when it was patented. This design was patented in 1887. They probably started production about 1890 through 91 or so. I'm not sure how long this particular model was made. Probably only a few years. There's a lot of variations of CT Ham lanterns. Come to find out, collector John Morris has a lot of variations that a lot of us haven't even seen because they're very rare and very obscure. So yeah, it's an amazing thing. Like you see a lantern, you just think, oh, it's a lantern, but then come to find out, a little research, some of these are pretty obscure and they're kind of miracles that they survived. But anyways, this is really cool, and I got this to burn very nicely. Very nicely. And I do believe it's time to trim the wick, because I've been burning it most of the weekend. Actually, it's actually fine. I got it to burn so well that it doesn't need it hasn't a whole lot of char on there, so it's actually good to go. And there was a dent in the cone. In the little rim here on the cone, it had a little bit of a dent that was affecting the burn. So sometimes if you have a dirty burn, it's not always a clogged air tube. Sometimes it's your burner cone, and it's allowing more air up into the manifold, which affects the burner than it really needs to be. So it'll affect your burn. So these things they're very reliable. They can burn great, but they can also be very touchy. They can be very difficult to dial in and get burning right. If you get something that's not burning right, be patient. I know. Sometimes I'm not patient, but that's just me. But I'm trying to get better at that. Anyway, This thing is fitting much better because I played around with other cones that I have that are similar to that. So I wanted to see if other cones affected the burn, and indeed they did. So I looked at the original cone and I'm like, well, I'm not going to just leave that in the drawer. I'm going to keep the original cone with the original lantern because this is a very complete original lantern. So I fixed the cone. I saw there was a little dimple in the leading edge of the cone, and I fixed it. And what do you know? It's burning much better. The other cool detail about this is, as you see, I'm holding the globe. Where's the globe plate? Haha, it's right there. It's right here. How does it stay to the bottom of the globe? Glad you asked. We have the globe plate. It has hooks here and here. Take a look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's got a nice little retaining wire underneath that comes up on either side. And there's little clips that hold it in place. And this is very rare. This is special. I'm not going to lie. I'm not kidding you guys. This is a very rare globe plate. And that's one reason why I really angled to get this lantern, because it's so obscure. It's such a rare thing to find with the original globe plate. And as I was mentioning collector John Morris, he said that globe plate is a hen's tooth and it has the correct original plate. So definitely go after that lantern because it is fairly obscure. So I did, and it's here now after much trial and tribulations. Learned my lesson. But I guess, you know, all us collectors, we have our moments and we do stupid things, and that's okay. As long as they're not too serious to, you know, ruin the lantern or make it a total lost cause, it's okay. It doesn't have the beautiful age and patina that it did when I first opened the box. The solder I'm referring to, it's been a little more cleaned, not by me, but it will age and darken with time, and it will get back to where I originally wanted it to be, and that's fine. I'm not going to cry about it. Nothing to cry about, really. So, and I love these slip over guards. Now, some people are curious if this is original CT ham wire guard. I want to say that it is. I think it was an accessory because, as we know, that some of the guards similar to this for CT hams were mounted on the inside of the air tube. Now, I would say that would be more mid 1890s, late 1890s with the side spring style, because usually they had little marks, little bumps here to hold the rings in place. Why they didn't put them on the globe plate is, you know, that happened later with the CT ham clippers. See, they mounted them to the globe plate, but those came later. Anyway, we're going to put this back on. And since it has the raised little reinforced piece to accommodate for the ones on the air tubes, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say that that's original. That this was an original globe guard accessory that you could purchase from CT Ham, but I could be wrong, and I have been at times. So we're going to get this thing going here, and I'll show you the burn that it is performing now. There we go. And let that warm up. As it warms up and adjusts, I want to relight this because this was really nice. Very nice. Ooh, sorry, just bumped the camera. There we go. Now this is what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, this is what a Monday's all about, my friends. It really is. Excellent. So this is burning great. Burning much better. I might trim the wick a little bit. Yeah, I probably will. But it's burning 110% better than it was when I first bought it. It's fantastic. I burned this lantern since nightfall last night all the way till about probably 1:30 or 2 a.m. So I light a lantern, and it just burns, and is my companion lamp for late night TV watching. Sorry, road noise. You know, there's people that they're sports cars here in town, and they like going 0 to 60 between one block. We have a lot of stop signs on Colorado Boulevard, and people like to use as much space as possible to go very fast in a 25 zone. Barbarians. Anyway, so this ham's great. It's really neat, and it's a really special piece. I'm very happy to have it. So next on the bench here is the pin lift. The pin lift is about the same period. I would say probably 1890 it came out. Has a very early patent to my understanding. I haven't found it yet. It's actually, I think it's on the face of the manifold. This one's on the rear, on the other opposite side. And actually, you know, I don't see it. I'll find it. But since I haven't completely stripped this lantern and got it to where I want it to be, that's going to take some time, because this old paint is really a pain in the butt. I've used my Jasco, which is pretty effective. Not on this. That old paint is really tough stuff. So I'm trying to be careful because it's easily leaded and I don't want to get contamination. So I'm going to get a nice heavy duty pair of gloves and another can of stripper, and we'll go at it. Because this thing, I want it to look better than it does now. But I have got it to burn. Yeah. So let's light this up. Let's light this up. Yeah. Two very early hams burning together. Now, this thing, the flame wants to do kind of a Elvis Presley pompadour thing. It does. It just does. I don't know why. It just does. But it does. Now, there's something interesting about this lantern. Okay. I don't understand why it is, but bring it in close. Take a look at the cone. You see the cone? See right in here? Right there? See how the notch for the regulator wheel goes way up high? I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's factory. Obviously it looks factory, it looks machine. But why would the opening for the regulator stem be that long? Because in my mind that would have allowed way more air than that's necessary, and which would, well, explain the high end of that flame. The wick is trimmed appropriately, straight across, but it wants to climb up this side because it's getting more air on that side. So, yeah, I think I'm going to find another burner cone. Suffices to say. So I will be doing that. But at burning clean, I did rattle this thing with the BBs in the air tubes on Saturday. And it's burning much better than it did when I first bought it. It was burning terrible when I tried it out. But it holds oil. Everything's good. So I could actually easily enjoy this lantern even though it's burning kind of wonky. But it's creating more heat on one end of the globe than both ends. So it's best not to burn these things unless you have a proper burn, because it's creating more heat and stress on one side of the globe. And that could create a crack. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So I might find a different burner cone. This might be old. It might be correct period for this CT ham. But we'll find out. And I will find the right burner cone for it, and it will be right as rain. Will be. So, that being said, hope this video finds everybody well, and we'll be doing some more content. Hopefully this weekend I'll get around to stripping some paint off of that thing and getting it ready for enjoying, because, well, you know, that's what it is. We like to enjoy these things when they burn. And I will be actually planning a camping trip coming up in April. My birthday will be coming around in April again, as it always does once a year. And since the last camp trip that I did was a year ago, April, it was a success. Had a lot of fun. So we're actually planning to do that again up at Crystal Lake. So that'll be fun. And you remember the video I did up there? I'll probably do another content at the camp, and we'll keep the good times rolling. All right, friends, take it easy, and we'll see you guys again sooner than later. All right, bye-bye.